Hello guys and welcome to today's tropical update. And we now have Hurricane Fiona. Yes, we do. This is the third hurricane in a row, third hurricane for September, and September has been pretty decent in the terms of what we had already this season. But unfortunately, this third hurricane in a row is affecting Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic during the course of the next 24 to 36 hours. So we're going to have to take a look at the peculiars for that. This is as the 11 a.m. advisory, Hurricane Fiona. It's moving west-northwest at 8 miles per hour, 987 millibars of pressure, and we skipped the 75 mile per hour and went right up to 80 miles per hour. This is located at 17.3 north, 66.5 west. And it says here torrential rains and mudslides expected across Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. So let's take a look at the forecast discussion. We're going to look at the wind speeds here. 12 hours from now, they have it at 85, 24, 85, 36, 90, 48, 105, 60, 110. And then we got 3 points of 115 miles per hour. Can Fiona finally break the non-major streak that we got going on here this season? With the 3 days of it saying 115, I think we can definitely do that, unless something unexpected happens and it totally gets destroyed over Puerto Rico or something, which I don't foresee that happening. All right, let's take a look at the cone, and it looks like we got some watches up for the Turks and Caicos, and we have Bermuda here in the cone here. So I wouldn't be surprised here in the next 24 to 48 hours that we got watches and warnings going up for Bermuda as well. All right, so here we go. This is the peculiars here for the tropical tidbits, and we're going to take a look at some of these spaghetti models here. All right, it's just west of the Bermuda here in the next 5 days, and it looks like we could see this hit Newfoundland here in the next 6 or 7 days. It could be fully tropical still by the time it gets to Newfoundland. It's going to be probably in the mid to late stages of extratropical transition in that time frame. But what I do know is this is probably going to get some ace points up on the board here. That's for sure. Especially if it becomes a Category 3 or even maybe a Category 4 as we have through time. So here is the Gefs Ensembles, and it actually has this going right into the Bermuda, because as you can see, Bermuda looks absolutely buried in all of these spaghetti plots. So people in Bermuda really need to pay attention to this too, along with the people in Puerto Rico that are going through it right now. All right, so here's the intensity guidance here, and there is pretty good agreement on this becoming a Category 3 hurricane. And now that it's up here at 70 knots, there may be a chance even at a Category 4 hurricane going down in the future, because this looks about 12 to 24 hours ahead of what these spaghetti plots here have. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the meso infrared satellite here, and as you can see, we got a big massive blow up here that is trying to rotate upstream here and try to close up the eye all the way as it nears its approach to Puerto Rico. Now, the storm has had erratic movements. It's been, ever since it made to the islands, it had some southwest shifts, west-southwest shifts, north shifts, northwest shifts. The wobbles have been absolutely insane with this system. And it looks like these vertical hot towers are definitely trying to rotate around a common, eye wall here. So we're going to have to see how that all pans out. But as you can see, there's outflow. The outflow is absolutely tremendous with this thing. Let's see. We got banding going on here. We got a big blow up. So that's what that shows here. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the GFS, and this was initialized at 12Z. So this is just now coming out. And we're going to go out in time here. It looks like it cuts between the islands very, very neatly. And it keeps deepening as it gets to the other side. 979 millibars, 48 hours, 965, 72. This is definitely a category 4 at this point. 949 millibars. Let's take a sounding since this is far enough away. We're looking at 14 knots this year and 77% relative humidity, which is pretty good. 96. We're looking at 943, which is definitely a category 4. Although maybe a high-end category 3, low-end category 4. 23 knots this year and 70% relative humidity. And this is at the 5-day mark. 953. We are looking at 16 knots of shear and 77% relative humidity. So this could potentially become a category 4 if all goes well, at least according to the GFS. All right, so what's the European looking like? You know what? Actually, no. Let's go back here and take a look at some of the precipitation anomalies here. And you can see right here in Puerto Rico, we're looking at anywhere from 12 to 20 inches of rain still in the next, 12 to 36 hours or more. So you guys are already getting pounded with the rain, and you guys are going to continue to get pounded with the rain. And you guys are definitely going to be feeling some flash flooding here, on top of the very gusty winds that are probably going to top 100 miles an hour in some places. Probably looking at some storm surge now, seeing as it's a hurricane, and storm surge is a thing with those. It's a good maybe 1 or so 2 days maybe of staying indoors and just hunkering down and waiting for this thing to blow over. And if you absolutely have to get out, just remember the phase, turn around, don't drown. If you see water on the roadways, just turn around and probably either find another place, or the most likely thing you should do is probably go home and hunker down. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the ECMWF, and this is for the 6C here, and this goes on 90 hours. This is all we need right now. And as you can see, it's not as bullish as its GFS, but it's already wrong with its initialization, as it's like, I think it's 900 and here, hold on. It's 987 millibars right now, so this is already 7 millibars weaker than what it really should be right now. As you can see, it dumps a crap ton of rain on Puerto Rico for at least 30 hours or more before it starts going off towards the northwest, and then eventually start that curve up to the north as time progresses. And this is definitely, even the European is showing close to a category 4 as well. We got 13 knots in shear and 97 or 79% relative humidity, so that's pretty good. And once we get to this point, 945, that's knocking on the door of a category 4 there. We are looking at 23 knots this year and 70% relative humidity. So right now, the GFS and Euro in the short range, getting up to like 90 hours or so, is agreeing on significant strengthening of the system as we go out through time. So here is the total accumulations, and it's pretty much the same as the GFS here when it comes to Puerto Rico. You're looking at 14 to 20 inches of rain in some places, and I think that's even yet to come. So some isolated places can pick up 25 inches of rain, which is 2 feet. Imagine 2 feet falling on you, like Houston with Harvey. It dropped like 5 feet of rain. So you can imagine what feet of rain will do to a community or area when it comes to the rainfall. So it's going to be a very dangerous situation in Puerto Rico over the next coming days as we head up through time. All right, so here's the Noaa Coral Reef Watch sea surface temperatures, and we're looking at 29 degrees Celsius waters throughout the whole rest of the journey until we get about 30 north. After that, we're at 28s and 27s, which is still obviously good enough to withhold a very strong hurricane, if you will. So the key takeaways for Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic for now, I'm not going to worry about Bermuda much right now until later. If it decides to make it that far and that close, well, it is going to make it that far, but if it makes it that close, the key takeaways here for Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, you're going to get the very nasty winds. You're going to get the very heavy torrential downpours. You're probably going to get some storm surge out of it. You're probably going to get flooding. That's mudslides is definitely a very big problem in those areas. It's just stay inside. I know you guys are on an island and it's hard to evacuate to places, and stuff like that. But just make sure that you guys are safe and that you guys are ready. You flashlights and all of that kind of stuff. Anyways, that will be it for today. I will be back again tomorrow with another update. I want to keep safe in Puerto Rico, and everybody else that are watching. I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe.